Up Late with Johnny Potenza is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Coming to you live from the city that never sleeps, New York City. It's Up Late with Johnny Potenza. Please welcome the host of Up Late, Johnny Potenza.
In the peas. How's everybody doing? I'm Johnny Potenza. Welcome to the Up Late Show, and I see a lot of new faces in the audience. Thank you all for coming. Give yourselves a hand. Yeah. What about the band, huh? Yeah. Sorry for the late start, but we're here now, and we're going to have a great show for you tonight. But this afternoon, I had to go to Costco, do a little food shopping, you know, and you know how Costco is. It seems like it's like they left the banana boat and they parked it in front of the place and let everybody off over there. So, you know, you walk in there, you go to do some food shopping. You know, you got Italians, you got Jewish people, you got everybody and their mothers in there. Different languages going on. And then what about when they give you free food? You ever see, like, the samples that you go in? I'm sure plenty of you guys eat the samples, right? Come on. I eat them, but you ever see the people that they go in there on their lunch break and they actually walk around 2-3 times and they eat the food? Or you get the family that don't want to buy their kids lunch and they go up there like 3-4 times. They got like 4 kids, the grandmother and the mother. You know what I'm talking about, right? Listen, only in America, as they say, right? Well, listen, let's get on with the show. We got a great lineup. Our first guest up tonight, he's in the food and beverage business for over 30 years. We got Staten Island's own Paul Montella in the house. Yeah. From the Garden State, we got comedian Krents. Yeah. And hailing from New Rochelle, original rock band, we got Nikki, Alex, and the Jokerzwild right here. Actually, it's my mistake. It's Alex, Nikki, and the Jokerzwild. Sorry. Everybody knows how my brain works, right? It works when it works.
It's all right.
It is from back in the old days, you know?
Oh.
So what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Sounding beautiful. I love that intro.
Aren't they great?
Excellent, excellent. I know all these 3 fellas for a long time. We'll talk about that later. So listen, without further ado, let's listen to the band, and they're going to do what they got to do.
This time lost in a real bad dream. Lonely nights waiting for so good in ways that don't matter now. I can't see myself waiting for what I know won't come. You know you gotta give back, but it's not in you to love. Now you leave me no choice, so I'm gonna let it go. Was it worth it to you, giving up on this love? 'Cause you get high from yourself. You're the same old lover with the same old lie. Cold soul lover in a see-through disguise. Won't die reaching for the same old dream. You're the same old lover. You won't make me bleed no more. No more. Same lover with another lie, but I ain't never lied. I'm giving you up. Gotta make a move for my peace of mind. So I'm letting you know I'll let you go. Cause you're the same old lover with the same old lie. Cold soul lover in a see-through disguise. Won't die reaching for the same old dream. You're the same old lover. You won't make me bleed. Same old lover, same old lie. Cold soul lover in a see-through disguise. Won't die reaching for the same old dream. You're the same old lover. You won't make me bleed no more. No more. No, you won't make me bleed no more. No more. Hello. Hi. Thank you so much. We're Alex, Nikki, and Jokerzwild, and welcome to Up Late with Johnny Potenza. Come on, make some noise. We are so honored to be here tonight, and we're very honored to play that particular song for you, because that was our first single. And right now we're going to play a couple of more songs of our own for you. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm very happy to be here tonight. Thank you, Johnny. chance on me. Whoa, you got nothing to lose. Only thing I ask of you is that you get in the mood. So I can tell by the look in your eyes, you're on fire. I can tell from the way that you touch that you need it so bad. You need it as much as me. 'Cause I'm hungry, hungry for your love. I said I'm hungry, can't get enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
I need a drink of water.
Thank you so much. We got one more song. These are all our own songs. Like Alex said, you could go on social media. There's many outlets you can listen to this to. She will tell you a little bit about it.
Yes, and this next song we're going to do is going to be our next single that we will be releasing on February 18th. So look out for that. And a little bit after that, we will be releasing a music video for the song, which we just finished shooting. So look out for that as well. And thank you for being here. Thank you to Johnny P. Every time I see you around, you know you get me up, you know you get me down. Every time I see you around, you know you get me up, you know you get me down. Ain't got no time to lay back on you, so baby, all my love and all my days, sing it. All my love is what I wanna give to you. One more time. All my love and all my days. All my love is what I want to give to you. All my love and all my days. All my love is what I want to give to you. All my love and all my days. All my love is what I want to give to you. All my love and all my days, yeah. All my love is what I want to give to you. What I want to give to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Johnny P, for having us here. Thank you so much. And here's Johnny.
Yeah. All right. What about the band? They were dynamite, right? I apologize again for everybody sticking around, but I thank you for sticking around. It means a lot. Sometimes we come into technical difficulties where we're out of our control, as they say so. But at the end of the day, you're all here, and thank you for being here. Really. All right, here we go. Drinks are on me at the end of the night. Tomorrow night. Okay, now listen, I got some news, CTV news from our public access station. We used to have the Nova Awards back in the day, and they were like the Emmys of public access. And the last ceremony was in 2014. Now they're bringing them back in 2023 as the CTV Media Awards. So everybody gets nominated for certain shows in different categories, for best music, best entertainment, spiritual, children's shows, etc. So I like to say to all the producers out there and all the shows out there, I like to wish them the best of luck, and it should be a real good time. So we need the public to support us, and there's like a voting poll on ctv.org if anybody wants to check it out. And that's it. So let's bring on our first guest and make you guys laugh. As I said, she's hailing from the Garden State. She's a real funny gal. So let's give it up for Krents.
Thanks, Johnny P. Thanks for that. Hi, guys. How are you? Hi, Staten Island. I love Staten Island. I have to tell you, you guys. So first of all, let me just say, even before I start, so I was asking Johnny, I'm like, what is it that I can actually say and not say, right? Like, I know this is public access. And he's like, well, this is the thing. The F word is fine. You can say the F word, but you can't use the C word. The C word, not okay, which I'm like, I love that. Like, that I actually really appreciate. Because the C word, can you imagine if you call another woman, right? Forget about men for a second. If you call another woman the C word, really, okay? I don't know what happens in set. Know that you're going to be, like, missing hair. You're going to be missing teeth. You're going to have a drop-dead right there on the ground. That's going to be it. Yeah. So no C word is going to be mentioned in my act. But I have to say, so round of applause for me. I'm celebrating my 20th wedding anniversary. It's really hard, guys. I have to tell you, and I don't know how many people, actually, I do know one lovely lady out there is married 30 years. It's a little bit longer. But I do have to tell you that after a while, marriage gets a little bit boring. Can we round of applause for that? It gets a little dull. Yeah, yes. And I feel like we gotta, like, spiff it up a little bit. And so what I like to do, first of all, is I like to sometimes, like send my kids away. First, you got to send your kids away. The kids, who's got kids in the audience? Who's got kids? Yeah. So also I'm Jewish. I'm not Italian. Everyone thinks I'm Italian. So this is the thing. The kids basically kill any type of sexy vibe you're ever going to have. Yeah. So basically what the Jews do, we like to send our kids away. Yeah. So we send them to sleepaway camp. I don't know what the Italian version of sleepaway camp is. What the basement. That's actually very funny, Johnny. That is funny. Yeah, no, look, he's making himself laugh. Yeah, prison. I like that one too, actually. What we like to do is we essentially send us, so for like $40,000 a year, you know, or a summer, I just basically, just so I can like fuck my husband with the door open, really, okay? So I look at my husband, I'm like, I hope you enjoyed that blowjob. That cost you about $450. Yeah, so I hope that was enjoyable for you. Not that anyone really enjoys doing that, and really I am a true Jewish woman. So that is part of my act. I think the perfect thing actually to happen is if you could just tap out, right? I actually like the beginning of lovemaking where you just, it's that initial kissing part. And then if I could just tap out and bring in my body double, really. And there's a ton of us where there's like 9 million Jewish women that look like me. We're like 5 feet tall. And it's not like in a dirty, whorish way. It's more in like just a great delegating way, right? So I would bring her in for the main part, right? And then I would tap back in, really, for the passing out part, which is also, yeah, which we know full well, every woman, right? Especially after 20 years, really. Yeah, no, the sleeping part of the end is really one of my all-time favorites. I feel like sleeping, truly. I think it's hard to create the excitement. Yeah. Anyone have elderly parents? I have an old dad. Clap. There's one little clap. Yeah. You can always tell who has elderly parents. They have this like dumbfounded look on their face. Yeah. They're a lot of work too, the old parents. They are. But my dad specifically, so now he's dating again, and that in and of itself is very, very scary. Yeah, so he's on the internet. He's on JDate. Again, I don't know what the Italian version of JDate is, but the Jews, it's called JDate. And my father literally found his girlfriend, right, which that's scary in and of itself. So my father's 82, his girlfriend's 83, and no one really needs to dive too deep into what that looks like. Yeah, so that's actually just kind of disgusting, really. But recently, mysteriously, she seems to have broke her pelvis bone, her pelvis is shattered to bits. And this is the whole thing, is when she called me, she's like, I know what, I'm like, well, did you have a big fall? Did you fall? And she's like, no, I never fell. And then, I just was quiet for a second. And then I look over at my dad, who's got this shit-eating grin on his face. I'm like, I don't think I really even want to know this, Dad. This is disgusting. Why is your girlfriend's pelvis, like, why did it break all of a sudden, right? And we're sitting there, and we're trying to, like, figure out, actually, how it happened. And he's like, I feel bad. She's on pain meds. But then on the other side, he's like, I'm kind of proud of myself. I really am. Like, this is really just, what do you even do with that? I know what we do with that. We just kind of really cry. Yeah. The pandemic was hard. Who had issues during the pandemic? Round of applause for, it was hard. It was hard, especially when, like, you have kids and there was no really hiding from the children. Yeah, and I don't care how big your house was. We recreated that game of hide and seek, pretty much. We just called it hide. Yeah, where you would just basically go to any part of your house, right, and just crouch down. And you would stay there for days, really, and just hope. And I still actually play the game now. I've got 2 teenage daughters. Yeah, I just basically go in the bathroom and crouch down, hoping that they're not going to find me. Yeah, no, it's hard. You guys are cute in the front row. No, they are. There's 2 cute boys in the front, and I feel like you guys, they're both crossing their legs at the same time. And the mom did a good job. Yeah, no, they're very adorable. Mom, you did a nice job. Yeah, no, I think Italian boys, too. I find that that's like a whole other breed of kid versus, you guys are. I think that the Jewish kids, there's way too much discipline going, and they don't listen. I think also, I'm from New Jersey, and New Jersey, it's now pot is legal. Yeah, and so I'm trying, I don't know if anyone's clapping that. You guys can clap to that. That's exciting. I'm sure you guys from Staten Island actually find your pot in New Jersey. It's only one town over. Yeah, but my issue is I'm trying to reason with my 15-year-old why it's bad. And she says to me most of the time, she's like, Mom, you know, like when you have a stressful day and you just got to like hit the cart, which I guarantee you none of you know even what that means. But I'm like, how stressful really is a 15-year-old's day? Really? I mean, well, there's a 15-year-old. We don't need to dive into how deep stressful your day is. But look, the poor kid's like, please don't put me on the spot. But I really can't with, trying to reason with the kid as to why it's bad, right? And this is the whole thing. I think kids nowadays, the discipline is just completely, no one's afraid of me, right? I'm a kid out of the 70s. I was actually really afraid of my parents. I was really, really afraid. And I think now no one is frightened of me. You know what I mean? Like, no one's scared. At this point, it's like they just, like, tap me on the head pretty much. And, like, you're a nice mother. You know, there's no respect here. Everyone's a little bit fresh, which I know you guys probably aren't. But, yeah, no, it's hard. And all of a sudden, I look over, and I know when the kid is stoned. I'm like, are you really eating? All of a sudden, she's eating me out of house and home. There's Twinkies being eaten. Do you guys even know what that is, actually? Yeah. Yeah, no. What's that? They never expire. I love that, ma'am. No, that's true. They do never have an... Why is that, do you think, too? Is there even really... What's it, formaldehyde? It's what dead people eat. Yeah. No. It literally is. It is what dead people eat. I can't... I really can't with those swinging back around to my children. Do you ever find yourself, like, begging to be understood as well? I'm like, really, guys? Like, I need for you to swing back around and understand where I'm coming from, right? Yeah, you guys don't understand me. But listen, you guys have been a really good audience. That's my time. Karen Krents, thanks so much.
Yeah. Yes. Comedian Karen Krents, and she's sitting right here. What's up, love?
Hi, honey. How are you? Thank you for that.
Since I can't get up, I'm going to fall. I feel like giving you a kiss.
That was very sweet of you. Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Later on, I'll give you a real kiss.
That's so sweet. My husband will love that.
That's all right. He can come, too.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
So busy, man. It's been like a busy time, I have to tell you. Since after the pandemic, all of us comedians, we basically were doing nothing. I wouldn't say nothing, but pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
And now here we are, and the business is back with a vengeance.
Thank God.
Thank God is right. Because I was losing it. There's only so many hours of the day that you can like hang out with your family.
Yeah, post-COVID, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was hard. I was tired of cooking too. With all the restaurants closed, or pretty much, closed. I'm like, what am I going to do here?
Could you cook or what?
I'm a good cook.
Okay.
I'm a good cook. I just got a new kitchen, actually. Big renovation happening in my house.
Nice.
Yeah, I love to cook.
That was a great stand-up you did there, Karen. Now, listen, when did you get your start, and how long you've been doing this for?
So this is going to age me, and I don't like to talk about how old I am, really. Let's just lie about it. But I've been in it for about 25 years now with a stand-up. And started at open mics when I was about 17. And... and it's been great. And I found that, the business has really changed over the years. A lot. There's a lot more comedians kind of performing versus when I first started. And
I see a lot getting it like in the acting business. I wanted to ask you to mention to you. It seems like a lot of the comedians got their own little cliques.
Absolutely.
And like we got our own little cliques. Everybody's got their cliques. But certain people like help each other.
Yeah.
It seems like the comedians everybody's like in their own little group.
100%.
And nobody supports each other.
Yeah. Well, so this is interesting.
To a point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I don't want to be blacklisted at every comedy club for saying this, but I will say that. So yeah, I think that people that come up together, if you will, like comics who start off their careers together, seem to band together.
Yeah.
And and I get that. I really do. I still am very close with women specifically, and also men that I started doing comedy with.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of interesting as it's played out. A lot of comedians are no longer doing it just because the longevity of being a stand-up comedian and still being able to reach audiences that maybe you wouldn't necessarily have things to talk about with, or your material isn't as prevalent, if you will. It's hard.
I believe that goes with everything but music acting.
Yes.
It all depends on how far you're willing to go.
Absolutely.
You know, you got a dream, but then it comes to a point where your body, you mentally, you can't handle it, or you're going to be in the street.
Yes.
It all depends. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it really is.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
So I know, listen, I know you do a lot of producing with shows.
I do.
And stand-up. What do you prefer to do these days? Producing shows or stand-up?
I love to do both, actually. So I produce shows that I'm actually in. I love the idea that I can actually bring in the talent, so I know what kind of night we're going to have if I'm hired to produce. So I will bring in a lot of my friends who are comedians, and I already know what they're capable of, and it's exciting. I already know the night's going to be fantastic.
But I saw you on Mike Marino's show.
Yes.
He was on our show, the famous comedian Mike Marino. So that's why I go, I got to grab her.
Yeah, no, I did his podcast live in my mother's basement, which that actually initially I'm like, I don't even know if I'm comfortable doing a podcast in this man's basement. His grandmother's actually dead now, or his mother. But it was such a fun show. We had the best time.
He just has to learn how to adjust his camera in there.
Yeah, no, we were practically sitting on top of one another during the whole show.
I always bust his chops. I know Mike a long time. He's good.
He's amazing. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Mike. It's actually his birthday today.
Yeah, what time it is, it'll be a happy birthday, Mike. He's always on the cruise ships. He complains he's by himself. I go, let me know a month before. I'll come with you.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
I'll go hang out with him and go on a cruise and do that other stuff. Yeah. Now, listen, I know you got two beautiful girls.
I do.
So how is it juggling having a family and then doing the stand-up, and then how does your family feel about it?
So I think my family is, at this point, used to it. So it's interesting. So they don't know any different. I've been doing stand-up when I was pregnant, even with my kids in my belly. So, at this point, to have a mom that does stand-up, I think the balancing act comes is now they're teenagers, and I really have to be around, So I've turned down a lot of gigs, especially if they involve travel, because I've got to be there to mother my kids, I
should hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And there's places that, at this stage of life, it's a full-time job.
Yeah, it is.
So the balancing act is pretty much daily. I pretty much have to figure out who I need to take care of first, and then where I'm performing next.
Any TV dinners or no? When you don't cook or no?
No. I make dinner, so I'll make a couple big dinners, right? I'll make a pot of sauce, even though I'm a Jew, and
ragu.
Yeah.
They used to call it when we were kids. No disrespect. Raju,
Okay, I love it. Now we're doing that. Now we're pulling in that material. I like that. You
could bust my balls.
I will. I'll bust your balls later on that. But no, I got to cook. So the nights that I do stand up, right? Everyone's like, "Where's our dinner, though? Where's our dinner?" So I can't go and do my thing without putting dinner on the table, or they're door dashing, and thank God for DoorDash.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Now listen, that's almost your time. Up and coming shows.
Yes. So I've got a show that I'm producing and that I'm in South and Pine, which is this awesome restaurant in Morristown, New Jersey. That's happening in 2 weeks. And then you guys need to follow me on social media. Yeah. I'm all over the place. Can I even just plug myself?
Bathroom walls, all that stuff,
right?
right?
Oh, yeah. Find me. My name is written in most bathroom walls in Staten Island. But KarenKrents.com, all my shows are there, and I got a lot of fun stuff coming up.
Listen,
and thank you so much for having me. This was really fun.
No, thank you. And all kidding aside, you're a charming, beautiful young woman. We had a lot of great conversations, and you're awesome. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you much. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate
Everybody,
it.
Karen Krents.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Karen Krents at a theater near you, or any bar that would take her. So, but my next guest up tonight, I said he's a Staten Islander, born and raised. He's been in the food and beverage business for the last 30 years, and he's here to talk all about it. Let's give him an up-late welcome for Paul Montella from Nucci's Restaurant. Paulie, what's up, brother?
How are you, my friend?
How you doing, my buddy?
I'm good.
You looking good?
Feeling good.
You looking dapper?
Very nice setup here, by the way.
We have a great time.
I was talking about the food, actually. The food was excellent.
The food. Yes. This is the guy behind the food, everybody. Nucci's Restaurant. He's been donating food to this show since 2009. Yeah. Non-stop. So.
How did that all happen?
I don't know. Well, I'll fix that in edit.
No, but how did it happen with the food? How did we get here?
Well, with the food, a friend of mine, Randy Ashford, knew you, and he knew I was looking for another person to donate food to the show, and he asked you, And then you said okay, and I went to go meet with you. But I already knew who you were because
And I
you knew my
who
family.
You were.
Yes.
Yes, because of your dad.
Yes.
Who was a great man.
Thank you so much.
I mean, I knew him back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Sure.
So let's go back. Let's go back with you, where it all started. You know, back in 1980, you worked. Where is this? You worked at the lower deck.
In the Staten Island Mall, sure.
Yes, and then you went to MJ's. But why don't you tell everybody in your own words your story?
Oh, you just did. That was good. No, I went from the lower deck. I started at a young age, and it closed on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
January 2nd, I started at MJ's, 1984.
Okay.
Had a great time, and I would circle back to Tottenville later in life. I went to Jimmy Mac's.
Okay.
After MJ's. With Jimmy McBrady. He opened up in 89.
Okay.
And then together we opened up the Parsonage. Great guy, great
Parsonage is great.
Historic. I was young.
I was young. Yeah, we were young.
Yeah, my hair was very black back then.
Was it?
Yes, yes. And then we opened Nucci's, and then Nucci South, and now just Osteria Santina just opened.
Yes.
So it's been a fun ride.
It's a long journey.
A lot of hours, yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of work.
Now, what people don't know with MJ's, if anyone doesn't remember that, is where Ann Butchie's is on Arthur Kill Road, correct?
Right.
So
And
what was your role there? You were
I was a waiter. I was a waiter at a young age.
Okay.
I was 17 when we started, 1984.
Okay.
And Pete owned it, Marola. Very nice. Great. I was blessed with the best bosses ever. I really was.
You're lucky.
And I just loved the business. It's the only job I ever had. And that and delivering the newspapers, I figured I had a better future or a better shot in the restaurant business. So
No, definitely.
I figured I'd stick with it.
So you were 29, 28 when you went to Nucci's, or no?
No. I was 29 when I opened the Parsonage.
Okay.
In 95. And we opened the Parsonage. I'm sorry, in 89, I was, 23? I went to Jimmy Mac's. I was 29 when I opened the Parsonage.
Okay.
Then we opened Nucci's North in 99.
Wow.
Nucci's South, 2000.
It's amazing. Time goes fast.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, a lot of it's, a blur.
So you met my father and everybody through the Contractors Association.
Sure, they used to have their monthly meetings.
Ray Bruno, Tony Pavado,
Sure,
all those guys
all
are like
great guys.
uncles to me because they're my father's best
actually,
friends.
and your father worked with my uncle. Tonight, as we're filming, we're doing your dad's firehouse.
Oh, wow.
The first Thursday of every month they come in.
All right.
And that's been going on probably as long as I'm doing the food here.
Wow.
And it's still a good group of guys, Walter and all them.
Oh, listen, they're the lucky ones that lasted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everybody's, my father.
I was there for your
guys.
dad's last speech. I repeat it quite often.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
God bless. To Mr. Potenza, my dad, right?
Yeah. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking, by the way.
You look anything that's red.
Because I'm looking at you. But
With the red camera, you could look and you look at me and you go back and forth.
And not to change subject, but
Yeah.
Joe Corsi's birthday's today.
That's right, Joe Corsi.
And every time it's one of my family members' birthday, I call him up and bother him to shout it out on the air. So I want to say happy birthday to Joe Corsi.
Happy birthday, Joe. Many more. He was on here a couple of months ago. You remember?
Yes, and he brought me up as being a blacklister, a blacklist fanatic.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good man.
Paul's a blacklist fan.
Yeah. Well, he was in for dinner the night before.
He's hilarious. Now, where are we going to go? Post-COVID, once everything got back, tell everybody how the restaurant business on Staten Island, everywhere, but Staten Island hit everybody hard, right? It's falling back,
we
right?
all heard the stories, the sadness and all, but now it's like the rebirth. So everything's getting better, and I hate to say back to normal, but it's getting back to normal. And you see people out more, coming out, with larger groups,
Thank
which
God.
you didn't have. And let's hope it stays that way because it's been a tough few years.
Yeah, listen, the bigger the overhead, the harder it is for people.
Staten Island's great, though. You know that. Everybody stood by each other on that one.
Yeah,
And
you're loyal customers.
I got the best customers on earth.
No, you do.
If it was just takeout, they called every day. When it was in the tent, they were there in the tent. Even in the heat, they didn't care.
Yeah, well, you're always great to people, and you do certain charities like, and people don't even notice because he's a modest guy. You do Toys for Tots. Every year when I go there, you got like hundreds of presents all over the place. I see your family, your kids, and everybody doing wrapping the gifts.
I like doing all. I'm third generation Staten Island, so I love this place. I do.
So you were here when the horses were here,
Yeah,
right?
sure. MJ's had a hitching post in front.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for the horse, sure.
I
You're
moved
not
here
going
when I
back
was
that long.
12 from Brooklyn. I was like, where did you take me?
Yeah. Well, you lived in what? Huguenot?
Princess Bay.
That was the woods back then.
Yeah, we call it the home of the Italian, Irish, and rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah, at Richmond Avenue after Highland Boulevard after Richmond was it was a dirt road, actually.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Years ago, we used to go, my dad said, let's go to the country, so that's where we go. We go and drive to Mount Loretto. You know, it's changed a lot, the island.
And Midland Beach was actually nicer back then, right?
Sure.
With the rides and all that
South
stuff.
Beach.
South Beach. Okay.
They really only had one ride, the jet that used to go up and
That
down.
was it?
Yeah.
It's a shame, because that could have been a nice area.
I think they tried to do it. It just got passed by. I don't know why. So, better days coming.
Who knows? Who knows? So, and I know you've been doing a lot of different events over there, comedy, switching it up with, you know, what's that other thing you do with the
Drag queen bingo?
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
a hit.
I didn't know how to say
it. Yeah, no, it's good. He actually has one coming up, Angelo. He's excellent.
That's the DJ guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Angelo.
DJ, we do Dawn Michaels.
Yeah, Dawn Michaels is great. Future plans for everything. What's your goals?
Don't know.
You don't know, right?
Don't know. Right now, we're still post-COVID, so we got a lot of work to do to get back to normal. We're not all there yet.
Yeah.
And when that time comes, maybe another venture or what have you.
Yeah.
You know, my kids are getting bigger, Paul and Anthony.
Yeah, you got some good-looking kids over there. Good-looking family.
So,
Yeah.
they look like me. I know. But I don't know. But they're getting old. I don't know if I want them in the business. If they want it, we'll see what happens.
Listen. There's always room in the restaurant business. The economy just has to get better. That's the problem.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of things got to not change, but we battle a lot. You know, between the Board of Health coming in whenever they want.
Yeah. And they've been doing that a lot lately on the island.
Well, that money wasn't for free. You know? They're getting it back somehow. You know, but listen, it's not our first battle, and if we all stick together, I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
As I said, we're Staten Islanders.
Yeah, Staten Island. If there's going to be any more room, they got to call it and not let any more people in. Because
I don't even know how many we have now.
A lot. I mean, listen, the cars alone.
Well, they're redoing all the expressways now because of the weight of the cars and all.
Yeah, but by the time they fix everything, it's going to be,
It'll be broken again.
10 years?
Yeah.
When they fix the roads on Staten Island, it's like a retirement plan.
They did do a good job with the bridge, though.
Yeah, they did. It was great.
The Cottles Bridge didn't. I mean, I thought it would take a lot longer, and look what we got. It's beautiful.
No, it's beautiful.
Hopefully, they'll do a lot more road work and stuff like that here.
Yeah, well, we need. That's what we got is potholes.
And less cameras. Those cameras are killing me.
Yeah.
The street cameras.
You get a lot of tickets?
I would have to say, yeah. Yeah.
See, when we were younger, we would have got the BB guns and blew them out.
As I said, I miss the old days.
But the kids today, you know.
They can't do it from an iPhone.
You have to wear like a Spider-Man outfit to go do it.
Yeah. And that's it, man.
And even if you didn't have a BB gun, you get a 22 or something. I'd say that. You didn't catch me do it, you can't get me arrested.
I'm shocked nobody's taking them down, I'm being honest. But every time you turn around, there's a new one up.
They're all over the place.
I think College Avenue's got 2 or 3. It's only a quarter of a mile.
And it's so easy to go over the speed limit because it's so low now.
Right, 25 miles an hour.
That's crazy. You know, it's too much.
And I think it's a 5-mile gap, right? That's it?
5 miles.
So if you're doing 31, you're getting a flash.
Yeah. And the cops are pretty cool on the island. They don't even, you know.
Everything's great here.
Yeah, it really is. So
this is the biggest small town you're going to find in America. And that's the truth.
So what's going on? Anything else that you want to plug before we sign you off?
No, I just want to discuss the bill for 13 years. And
Oh, yeah. We got to figure that out. So we got to think.
No.
I'm probably close to 30 grand.
No, not here to plug, just here to talk to you.
I know. I'm just
I love
teasing
you. You're
I'm
a
just
great
teasing
guy.
you. No, thank you so much.
I like when you come in with Rick.
Rick Rispoli. We got to give him a plug. Ricky Risp. Paradise Island.
He does the Kreischer Mansion, the haunted house, and treats my family very nicely. He always has.
Rick has always been good. He was a big shot promoter back in the day, and he used to look out after all the bands. Like, he gave us a lot of big acts back in the day when the music scene was happening.
Right.
And all the big clubs were opening up. You know, we used to open up for Twisted Sister.
Oh, I knew him back then. He had the look, the long hair flowing.
Yeah, he looked like the Allman Brothers.
Yeah.
Rick
And his brother. Me and his brother are good friends.
The winery,
Yeah.
Vino Divino School of Wines. So
That's it. I think we got everybody we had to get in.
that's it. So, Paulie, where can people find you guys on social media if they got to look on the Facebook or website?
I have a guy who does it, Joe. You met earlier.
Yeah.
Instagram and Facebook.
Paulie, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for all the years.
Thanks for having me.
Your dedication and your friendship.
Friendship number 1.
All right, everybody, Paul Montella. Yeah. Paul Montella, great guy. Well, we got the musical act tonight. Sitting right here, we got Alex, Nikki, and the Jokerzwild.
Yes.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
We're good, man. We're good. What's up, John?
You sounded awesome.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry about my tongue. This is a tongue twister name. Nikki, Alex, Nikki, Alice Cooper. You know, so, but you're here. You sounded great.
Thank you
What's
so
going
much
on?
for having us.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
Got a lot of going on. Before we talk, name all your band members and position.
Sure.
Position. Well, my name is Alex. I'm the lead singer.
Uh-huh.
This is Steve Budgie Werner, our band leader and our drummer. Mr. Anthony Fergnito, our bass player and our songwriter,
Yes.
main songwriter.
Cool.
We also have Mr. Tom Bitondo, our keyboard player, and Mr. Artie Dillon on guitar.
Yeah, very
Yes.
cool.
Very
Very cool.
talented guitar player.
Yes.
Yes. I know these three boys. I know Artie and Steve, and I know Anthony a long time. I know Steve the longest. We'll get into that after. So talk to me. How'd you guys form, and how long have you been together?
You want to answer that one?
Yeah, it's been about a little over 2 years through our guitar player, Mark Hitt,
Okay.
original guitar player, introduced us to Alex. Me and Anthony, obviously, like I said, we've been playing together, gosh, long time together. And we were looking for a singer, and
Actually, I want to add to that a little bit. There's a little good story to this. We played a benefit one night, the four of us, me, Mark, Budgie, Tommy, but we had a different singer. After the gig was over, I said, this band sounds really good, but we knew we weren't going to play with that singer. Who are we going to get to sing? Who are we going to get? About a week later, Mark says, I got the perfect singer for you guys.
Oh, yeah?
I think you're going to love her. He sends us some videos of Alex. We were like, our jaws, we had to pick them up, okay, off the floor. We meet her about a week later, and like they say, the rest is history.
That's awesome.
And now she could take it from there.
And you're from the UK, correct?
Ukraine.
Ukraine. Okay, so UK, Ukraine. I never
Yeah.
studied in school, so.
Well, it's Europe, so you're close.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was close. That's all right. That's what makes this show authentic.
From the Ukraine, yes.
All right, cool.
Yes, originally, but I've been here for almost 30 years now.
Okay.
I grew up here.
Oh,
and-
they made it sound like you just got here.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, she's from the UK. But before we go, I want to send my condolences out to Mark Kitt. You know, sorry. You could tell everybody how he passed, I guess. I mean, Mark Kitt was from Rat Race Choir. Take it over.
yeah, I had the pleasure of playing with Mark for probably 30 plus years, and Mark was the one who introduced us to Alex. And so we started the band. We're going for a year full in, and then last year he came to us in February, and he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Uh-huh.
And he was the most positive, upbeat. I mean, we couldn't believe his spirit through the whole illness and his treatments.
Yeah.
And he just knew he was going to beat it, and he was just so positive. It was a very tough year for the band, you know. So now we're writing original music. That's how Mark and Alex, they started. That's how they were originally together.
Yeah,
They
he
were,
was one of the writers of the band. We wrote songs together. He was my mentor in so many ways.
Yeah.
Taught me a lot. You know, I've been around the scene for 20 plus years, but the scene that I found with these guys was relatively new to me, and he was my mentor in so many ways.
Well, a lot of people said the same thing. He was like a great guitar player, underrated, right?
Absolutely.
And Richie Scarlett looked up from all you guys.
Richie
great
and-
wouldn't even describe
And
Mark.
a lot of pros actually know people that you wouldn't believe. Steve Vai, Steve Stevens, people like that.
Joe
They all-
Satriani,
All
all
know
these.
Mark and were influenced by Mark
Absolutely.
Hitt. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, he was truly a great one with a capital G, and absolutely an incredible, amazing person and human being.
Yeah. All right, you got a couple of singles out and coming out, and you got the video coming out. Talk to me.
Yes. Well, we have one single out right now, Same Lover, the first song that we sang today. That is a song that I co-wrote with Mark Hitt.
Okay.
And we have another one coming out on February 18th. That's the last song we did. It's called All My Love, which is written by our very own Mr. Anthony Fergnito.
Cool, very good.
And after that, in about a week after release of the single, we will release the video, which we have finished shooting, and it's done, and it's ready to go, and I'm super psyched about
Yes,
it.
it's our first
nice.
video
Yes.
with the single, yes.
Good luck. I mean,
Very
any
exciting.
future plans, tours with anything with this, or you just doing a gig here, gig there?
We got festivals coming up.
That's right.
You mentioned Montauk Music Festival, which people that are watching the show can love to have you guys out there. That's in third weekend in May.
Yeah.
Out of Montauk, they've been doing it for quite a long
It's
time.
a 3-day festival, yeah?
It's a big thing,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Very big thing, yes.
No, and it's at various venues. So we go out and we'll play like probably 2 shows each day. Small venue, the big stage, and then a small venue and the big stage.
That
And
sounds fun.
It's a showcase for all original music that's in the area and from wherever. They find acts from all over the area, tri-state area. And
People come from different parts of the country.
Is it like
too.
a Woodstock? Do they camp out or they get hotel rooms? How's it work?
It's wherever you want to stay, but Montauk only has that one, I think, only one camping, so it's mostly hotel stay.
Gotcha.
It's a great event.
Well, I know Anthony and I know Steve, but I know Steve longer. But I know Anthony and Steve. They play with my old singer, my dear friend and their friend Doug Palmer, who's just sing for NYB.
Yeah.
You guys know. They live in another zone of New York. They're upstate, and they play up. They got a nice music scene up there, and got a really killer band, Snap Ahead, and hopefully we'll see them down the road. Me and Budgie, I know Steve because he toured with Ace Frehley from Kiss, with Richie Scarlett, which you know he's been on the show. And I go back with Budgie since 1993. But you remember in 1995, they were on tour with Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. It was the Bad Boy Tour, it was called.
Oh.
And Joanne Scarlett, we were in the car, and we were rocking and rolling, we were laughing. The music was on, and I'm not paying attention. I'm laughing, and I'm going down Sunset Boulevard, and all of a sudden, like, Steve's like, stop! And we skidded. We hit this car. And then, like, Joanne was flipping out, and we were like, oh, no, shit, whatever, you know.
Yeah,
and then the lady was actually, nothing happened to the car, but my car got dented, and they let us go.
They did.
I got lucky.
It's
It's like
better than having somebody get hurt.
So, yeah, so that's just one little story. So
I'm sure there are much more wild stories.
there's wild.
Yeah.
That was being nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds too nice.
So what else you guys want to talk about with the time you got?
What do we got coming up besides?
Tell
We got we're going to be in Brooklyn in April.
That's right.
Brooklyn Music Factory, I think it's called, I believe, right?
Music Kitchen.
Music
And,
Kitchen, excuse me.
We got a brand new original that we're going to be working on that this gentleman has written again.
Good.
The second song that we sang today, that's going to be our third single coming out probably about 2 months after.
I'm sure you could get them on iTunes.
Oh, absolutely. You
Okay.
could get it anywhere. Anywhere music is sold.
All right.
You could ask Alexa, you know. You could just tell her, Alexa, play Alex, Nikki, and Jokerzwild, and she's going to play our music.
Yeah, I can't say Nikki Alex because then I'll be like, I don't know that. band.
No, you cannot. She's not going to recognize it.
That's our time. Where can people find you guys? All of your social media.
We have a
links.
YouTube channel as well that we didn't talk about, but
Okay,
singles
plug it.
on there. We did a video at a big theater show that we did. You can see that on there.
Okay.
And also we didn't talk about the Ukraine song that we did a cover for,
Good.
and we asked people to donate to.
To the cause, you know,
cause,
if you
yeah.
we
Stand with-
recorded a cover by a Ukrainian rock band, Okeanezi, which is a song called Not Your War, and we just put it up on YouTube, and it's very important to the people of Ukraine. We have an amazing feedback coming back from Ukraine. People are really heartfelt from it, and we have a link there for donations if you feel like you would like to help.
Yeah.
By all means, everything is appreciated. Thank you. And so we have YouTube, we have Instagram, and we have Facebook, and it's all Alex, Nikki, and Jokerzwild. If you type that in, you will find us everywhere. Thank you.
And where do we find you two guys? If you want to be found.
Yeah. We keep
You can
busy.
find them with me.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on
Thank
the
you.
show.
Thank you
so much.
Everybody, let's give the guys a hand.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny.
You're very welcome. All right. It's about that time we got to say goodnight and say our goodbyes, but we'd like to say special thanks to Paulie from Nucci's Restaurant for supplying all the food you guys ate. If you want to follow the show, go to johnnyptv.com for air dates, streaming. We air in all 5 boroughs and in California, so everything is all on the website. Our YouTube channel, YouTube, well, I just said YouTube, but Facebook and Instagram. And that's it. I'm Johnny Potenza. Get home safe and good night. Yeah. My special guest up tonight usually goes on last, but we're bringing him up first because we have a lot to talk about. He's the host of his own #1 rated show in New York on 77 WABC. He started out here years ago, and he's going to tell you all about it. We got the one and only Frank Morano.
Thank you. It's great to see you, Johnny. Thanks for having me. It's great to be back. And congratulations on all the success that you've had. And I'm a big fan of your show. There's nobody that does an interview quite like you. Nobody plays the drums on TV quite like
You're
you.
funny.
I don't know that anybody else on the channel plays the drums, but
well,
you're
there
doing
are
great.
some people that try to play the drums on the channel. You know, I get challenged when I play with different drums because it's like a cook in a kitchen. You know, and you say you go to your grandmother's house and you're used to cooking in your own kitchen. Then you got to try to find a spoon and a good pot, but you got to use what you have. So when I go play,
That was the problem. You were playing with spoons.
I just playing with spoons, so use what I have. So Frankie, what's going on? Congratulations, kudos to you, #1
Thank
talk
you.
radio
Knock on
show
wood.
in New York City. Everybody,
Knock on wood. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. It could all end tomorrow, but for at least for today,
No, I see
we're still doing great.
I see a bright future for you. And you know, we're going to get into some of Frank's stuff. This is going to have to be like a part interview, like part 1, part 2, part 3, because this is so much you could talk with this guy about everything. But he started out here in CTV. And Frank, tell us how you came about and found CTV back in the day.
You know, I don't remember what was the initial impetus of it. I was always interested in public access television. I think it's a great way, and still think it's a great way, to get your message out, to kind of get the word out about what you're doing to a broader crowd, and to kind of be a good training ground for making your mistakes and doing everything. I've seen how far you've evolved as a broadcaster in the over 2 decades that I've known you.
Yeah.
And that same can be said for so many people. And I think I was at least partly inspired by the film Wayne's World, which was a lot of fun and still a great picture. And I was always interested in CTV and public access. I'd watched some of the programming on there, was interested in learning more. And there was a friend of mine who was interested in television production as well, my friend Brian Goldstein.
Yeah.
And we said, why don't we go to the orientation and see what we can learn and see how things go. And we went and have not looked back since. We had a great experience. My show was called Morano Vision.
Yeah.
And, we were on here for about 5 or 6 years and had a lot of fun. And, it was fun for me. I'm not sure if it was as much fun for the audience.
And you were younger. How old were you? Were you right out of high school? College?
No, I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I think I started when I was 16
Wow.
or 17.